I think we need to laugh a little, so let's do that tonight.
The Dan York State of Mind program is brought to you in part by Lookout Rhode Island and Takeo Comfort Solutions.
Late night contributor and comedian Jordan Carlos is in the house. He's in town tonight at the Comedy Connection. So if you're watching the show at 7:30, get out of the house and go see it. And, don't buy a ticket, for heaven's sake. And if you're watching it at midnight, hey, you missed it. But he'll be back. Welcome in. Also, the Special Olympics, again, this weekend. And it's not weather permitting. You go anyway. And I think we're going to have some good weather. And we always like highlighting the great work that the Special Olympics Rhode Island does. And by the way, Henry Moreni's in the house. So you got to wait for that. Because he's his own star. He's got his own cable show. He's bucking for this show. So stick around for that. Welcome in. Let me go to the rundown real quick. We kind of pared this thing down because we got to load up this evening. Tweets and investigations. Boy, it is amazing to me, the mental block that surrounds Donald Trump on things like this. Look at this stuff. Has anybody, including a lawyer, explained to the President of the United States that every time he comments on the investigation, he is paring down any chance for executive privilege on the investigation? It is amazing that he has not figured this thing out and that no one has been able to saddle him, and it's going to be his demise. It may not actually be that which he has done, meaning re-Russian investigation. And of course, that's still an open question. But it could be that he continues to trip himself up with a smartphone. I mean, you know what one looks like. It blows me away. We had a whole CBS thing for that this evening. We're going to park it because we rearranged the show a little bit. And you've seen it all before. But we have other headlines here that are kind of interesting regarding the entire thing. Now his lawyer will answer all Russia-related questions, meaning Sean Spicer is off the he's off the hook, sort of. What he did yesterday, what would that, did anybody follow why Sean Spicer decided to have an audio-only press conference yesterday and required all the cable networks to just put up a still? The wheels are off somewhat. Do we have another one? Yes. It just goes on and on. Let's move on. The box of docs. Now this is special. Front page headline in the Providence Journal today. 38 studios, more docs. How in God's green earth can the Rhode Island State Police, one of the finest law enforcement organizations on the planet, how could they have lost a box of documents on 38 studios? This reportedly inspired the Senate president to say, I'm for legislation that will open up the, demand for the grand jury documents regarding this guy's $75 million base debacle known as 38 studios. The governor's promise during her first election season to have an open investigation, independent of course, on 38 studios, lingers like a wet noodle. I think you understand, a smelly, wet noodle over the state of Rhode Island. And now her own state police organization misplaced a box, which the Senate president says really inspired him to put in legislation that the House Speaker already has running to bypass the judge's decision not to allow the grand jury documents to be made public. You got all that? The bottom line is maybe someone in the state's going to step up and lead and finally say, we need an outside independent investigation. Maybe I'll shoot 69 on the golf course this Saturday, and that probably isn't going to happen either. How about a yuck, or 2, or 10? Late night laughs. Yes, check out this headline. Yes, there was a not the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and here's an excerpt from.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure that Steve Bannon's urine samples look like water from a turtle tank.
Here's to future President Pence and the first mother.
And here's to you, Trump. 4 more months.
Cheers to you, Donald Trump. There have been 45 presidents, and if I had to rank them, you'd be one of them.
Hip, hip, hooray! Hip. You know we're all gonna die, right?
Come on, Claude, what up? 1 to 45, you're not getting off the hook.
No, 1 to 45. He's definitely in the top 45. So, we'll see. I mean, the jury's still out. Jury's still out. Who knows? He could do better than William Henry Harrison. Didn't he die in 7 days? Something like that. That's they're neck and neck right now. They're neck and neck.
I've never seen.
You seem like on the fence about this.
I've never seen anything like it.
It's pretty. I mean, it's.
Is it good for comedy?
It's great for comedy.
By the way, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
to
I
have
appreciate it. Yeah, he's great for comedy. He writes it. Kafifi? Kafifi? Kafifi is like, it's everything. I'm like, is this guy an artist?
Here's what I don't understand.
Hashtag Kafifi.
How did when I take my phone out, I might write Confifi,
right?
But it will autocorrect to, what was the word that they said? Coverage.
Yeah.
But nothing autocorrects to Confifi.
Nothing autocorrects to Kafifi.
So they can't say it was an autocorrect thing. I don't understand how they're trying to get away with that.
But you can blow past. The only thing that Donald Trump might listen to is you have the filter of like the autocorrect. But he even blows past that. He's like, I got this. And then he puts Kafifi and then he goes to bed, right? So listen, my grandma's bad at Twitter too. You know, I mean, he's 70 years old. It's hard to do. It's hard. It's a hard thing to do.
Well, he's been doing it enough. I mean, you would think the volume of work would produce some kind of level of efficiency, don't you think?
I think it's his most popular tweet. You have to give him that. It was his most popular of tweets.
Yeah. Well, you guys who laugh at this are certainly important to our
thank you.
Natural. I should say.
I am a hero.
Our national mental state of health.
Yeah. Well, I think it's about laughing to keep, to negotiate. Yeah. Hoping, laughing. You laugh to keep from crying. I think it just shows that, our democracy is, our democracy might be some people feel in a bad way right now, but as long as you can laugh, that is, I think, characteristic of a healthy democracy, of a healthy state. Now, as long as people keep laughing, I'm good. That's the barometer. That's the canary in the coal mine for me.
What do you think of Kathy Griffin's faux pas this week?
Kathy Griffin? Too much. I was like, wow, okay, well, there was a line. I didn't know there was a line, and she found it. It confused Trump's son, Barron. He thought that was daddy, for realsies. And so, and I hadn't heard from Kathy Griffin. She hadn't weighed in at all on and then this is, where do you go from there?
I don't know.
So I felt like the trolls were going to have a lot of fun with that. Because you can easily switch heads.
I would think the comedy industry is going to actually have to laugh about that.
Well, they say, the Obamas say, when they go low, we aim high. I didn't know that Kathy Griffin meant off above the shoulders. That was. Oh my Lanta.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
What's going on with late night? Mr. Colbert's he's had some provocative programming of late.
Yeah.
By the way, don't switch over if you're watching this at midnight.
I feel like I'm speaking for Stephen Colbert to speak for him as his spokesman here. I feel like, okay, so in late night you have an army of 20 writers, right? And they kind of decide, ultimately Colbert will decide based on what he gets, what to say. I mean, he did say, game cock holsters, that's what he said. And from that, I think that's permitted because it's a Gamecock.
Okay, all right, yes,
I think that's what he said.
Right.
So,
something like that.
And listen, man, comedy is if it bends, great. If it breaks, we got a problem. That's when you hear about it, right? So it broke. He's had problems in the past. I think he had a dust up with an Asian American woman on Twitter who wanted to get him fired. So what happens is the audience forgives. So you get dinged. As a comedian, you find the line, you don't cross it.
Yeah, when we come back, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
It bends, but you can't break it. It's a fascinating concept. And don't forget, Special Olympics, don't go away.
The Mungo. When'd you guys get this in? I'm Jordan Carlos, nightly show contributor and arbiter of good taste. I live in Brooklyn, where the finer things in life are only a step away. Food to me isn't just nourishment, it's a way of life. So when I heard about a so-called food desert, I knew I had to find out more about it. Look at me. Yeah,
I like this look.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so does my wife.
Yeah.
I looked like a mile of bad road there, so I had to cut it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I'm glad that was your takeaway from that segment. Food deserts. No, it's okay.
Obviously, it was comedic brilliance, but I like this
Thank
look.
you.
This is tight.
It's a tight haircut. It makes me look younger.
So this
That's what I need.
notion of bend not break.
Yeah.
It's still relative.
It's all we do. It's all we do. I have a joke about whales. I get off stage. People are like, hey, man, that thing you said about whales. I'm like, are they here? They're not here. None of it's going to get back to the whales. Let's have a laugh. You know, but people are very sensitive these days. They take everything personally. You know, that's just us. And now we have the Twitter. We can tell how we feel about it.
In the live comedy thing, do you find that people are sensitive about
People are
what
very
you do?
sensitive about what you do.
Yeah, but when you go to a show,
yeah.
It's one thing if you tune onto a program like this, maybe you just offended somebody. Maybe listen, I offend people every day. You know.
Okay.
By the way I look, by the way I speak. I mean,
so
it's just
all
what
letters
happens.
should be addressed
exactly
to Dan York. Is
but
that what
when you go to a show,
yeah,
and you walk out offended, I got a little threshold of tolerance for that kind of disposition.
It's people are precious with their feelings these days, right? I feel like we should be able to laugh. You know, if it's political, right and left. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to laugh and laugh at our leaders. You know, laugh at Trump, which is very easy to do. Laugh at Hillary Clinton, who said, like, when she came out and she's like, I am the resistance. You know, it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Stop that. You know, that was funny to me. It's good to laugh at power, I've found. I always try to punch up, not down. That's my thing. I usually don't, you know, make a habit of laughing at the homeless. But I like to laugh at, like, Richie Rich. You know, everybody does. Everybody likes to see a rich guy slip on a banana peel. You know, we should put some banana peels out at the White House. Just a few, it'd be fun. You know, then you'd be laughing, Dan.
I'm just looking at your hair. Much tighter.
Thank you.
Much
You have a boyish head of hair.
Yeah,
look at you.
Yeah, it used to be really.
You're doing
substantial.
fine. You're doing great. Is that why I've come here? Okay.
So where is the world? Not to get overly philosophical here, but we do that on the show from time to time. Where's the world of comedy going right now?
Let's get weird. Let's the world economy.
Where's it going? Is it?
You're gonna think I'm like.
It's not as blue chip as it used to be. Maybe that's because I'm just older now.
You're gonna hate me, and you're gonna think I'm like a Trump supporter. But I was in Montreal, and it's because it's nice to visit a liberal democracy every once in a while, and but the dollar there is crazy. Everything's 35% less than it is here, and I was like, I will have more foie gras. You know, the more wine. Like I was a little Black Prince. It was terrific. I loved it. And you know, my French is crappy, but whatever. The point is, we go abroad. The dollar is powerful. It is powerful abroad, but the world economy. Let me sum it up in 90 seconds. I think the world.
Was this an answer to my question?
No, I'm spinning.
Oh.
Okay. The world economy. I don't think is in the best way right now because the way Donald Trump looks at it is through trade.
World of comedy.
I thought you said world economy.
Why would
Did you hear world economy?
Why would I ask
heard world
you
economy.
about the world economy?
Dan,
You're a
I was
comedian for crying
asking
out
that
loud.
same
with a
question.
better haircut, but you have no credibility on that subject at all.
Actually, I studied economics at Brown.
You did?
Yeah, I was like, did he?
Well, then, okay,
Did he
forget
read
the
my
world economy.
Okay, the world of
Give me 30 seconds on the world economy. No, forget the world economy now.
Okay.
Since you got an economics degree from Brown, give me 30 seconds on the world economy.
All right, this is where we're
Well, you were going that way. The dollar, and I'm thinking, what the hell is he talking about?
The dollar's doing great internationally. I think that, but if wage inflation stays the same, which it has since the 1970s, we can't compete, you know, with these other countries. We have to have a thriving middle class. Now, these tariff wars are not going to work.
If you want more on this,
you cannot
Colbert.
cannot make deals with just Germany. It's the European Union.
By the way,
I will be heard on this point.
If you want a bigger thesis on this, he's already rewriting his show for tonight at the Comedy Connection.
I heard economy.
On the world economy. It was fun to meet you, man.
Dude, nice to meet you too.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Special Olympics next.
Oh, God.